Alright guys, welcome back to Reaction Nation, and today I'm going to do another review on Sistas. This is the review for Season 3, Episode 10 of Sistas, entitled Run Tell That. Now the synopsis for this episode is, Zach's investment pays off in a major way. Danny begins to figure out how to move past her toxic relationship cycle. Okay, as usual guys, I need you to like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know, tell me if you want me to do any other reviews or reactions that you would want to see. But anyway, let's just break this episode down. So, you know, this episode starts with Zach talking to Natalie, who informed him last week that the $19,900 that he invested into the stock that the woman at the airport gave him an inside track on, it turned into $787,000. Okay, well, Zach is, happy isn't the word. At first, he's a little skeptical, which is understandable, but when he realizes it is real, he begins to celebrate. Really, who can blame him? In this episode, though, we learn a little about who Zach was. I was a little surprised and intrigued at the same time when he informed Fatima that he quit Chain Breakers and he already turned the truck in. But what's happening is Zach is really finally showing what Fatima says she saw in him. Zach is ambitious. He has ambitions to be better than what he is, and he's showing that. He quit Chain Breakers. He informed Danny that he wanted to buy a duplex and live in half and rent out the other half. He wanted to pay the mortgage down because I think the duplex, he said, was over $400,000. But he wanted to put enough down on the duplex so that the mortgage, part of it, could be covered by what he would bring in to the tenant, whoever he would rent it to. Which, I don't know, I'm not trying to read Tyler Perry's mind, but for some reason, I think it possibly could be Preston. You know, I'm not saying him and Danny are going to break up, but I just feel like, you know, he's going to realize they aren't ready to live together because she's finally going to sit down and talk to him. But we'll get to that later. So, it's a good plan. And he wants to flip houses. But he is finally showing that ambition that Fatima always knew he had. But what is really interesting to me is Fatima and Zach have not known each other that long. But it did not take her long to see that Zach is ambitious. He just, you know, he's an ex-con. He had a bad break, but he's learning and he's moving on and he's trying to make things better. Fatima. Okay, this is beginning to be a little redundant, but as usual, you know, Fatima is really feeling Zach. And you really can't blame her for being afraid of getting hurt. You know what happened with Zach and Karen in the salon the last time. But I love that Zach told her, you know, Fatima said, you're in love with Karen. And Zach said, I will always have love for Karen, but I am not in love with her. I think that's perfect. I think that's what she really needed to know. But the thing that really, Fatima is a little guarded. She's slowly opening up to Zach. And when Zach told her that she is making him get over Karen, she automatically went the rebound route. You're treating me as a rebound. I don't think that's what he meant. I think that he meant I was not feeling anyone like you before. But now what I feel for you, you know, it's making me forget Karen, and that's a good thing. He just was not able to explain it to her that way, but I really think that's what he meant. This is my favorite couple on the show. Maurice still doesn't trust Q. You know, he wasn't on this episode much, except for his little funny bit with Sabrina later. But he doesn't trust Q. Who can blame him? They're just sleeping together right now. This could be a larger storyline. There's not really much to tell, but you can see that he really wants Q to just get his act together. Danny, working to avoid Preston, but for the first time in a few episodes, Sabrina really did not annoy me that much on this show. I mean, because I believe she gave Danny some sage advice. You have to break the cycle. You do this with all your guys. You like them, you get hot and heavy with them, you want to move them in, then you get sick of them. I mean, but just like Danny said, Preston hasn't really done anything wrong. So she sees that she's the wrong party in this. I hope that she just finally sits down, talks to him. I don't think he'll break up with her if she just tells him maybe we aren't ready to live together. At the time when she moved him in, it was a situation with his racist brothers who beat him up. So, maybe he will understand. But Danny is showing growth. And in a comedy show, the person who always has a good story, even if it's a drama like this, is the person who tends to tell jokes, or they are embracing, they're avoiding their pain by telling jokes and making people laugh. They always have a good storyline to go on because they can hide behind their comedic spin on things. But I'm glad to see that Danny is actually growing, really fast on this show. Andy. Andy and Gary. I'm just going to put them together because when it comes to Andy, I believe it's a little played out. It almost is like every guy she meets, you kind of feel this chemistry. It's there with Robin. She's telling Fatima, who made sure she pointed out Atlanta is too small. I knew it would happen. Fatima was right again. But anyway, you kind of feel this chemistry. And it almost feels like there's a pull between Andy and Robin. But I don't know where this is going to go. But Robin, clearly, she keeps asking him, "You're respecting my ring." No, Andy, really he's not. Because he informed you. You haven't said I do yet. So, he's trying to get you. I understand that, but he's not respecting the ring. So, just stop asking him that because he's not. And, this thing with Gary, I don't know how many of you guys buy that he spent all night at the gym. I still find it hard to believe that Gary would cheat on Andy when he spent so much time and so much hard work and sacrifice to get her. But who knows? I just don't think he spent the night at the gym. I think there's something else he's not telling her. Karen has not had a big, huge storyline the past few weeks, but it was interesting, her reaction. After Zach informed Danny about what he was going to do, he quit. He quit the airport. He quit Chain Breakers. He wants to break out on his own. Now that he has money, there's nothing wrong with betting on yourself. I want everyone to challenge and bet on themselves if they can. If you have the money, it's the best thing to do because I truly believe that's what will make you happy. But back to Karen. Her reaction was a little funny to me, but after I watched the episode about 3 times, I went back and forth. When Danny told her that Zach hit it big, almost $800,000 on the stock market, she closed her eyes and she looked a little solemn and she wanted to know, was it legit? When Sabrina told her it was legit, she closed her eyes or looked up or whatever she did and she just said, damn. And in my head, I was wondering if she was thinking, damn, I messed up. I let Zach go too soon. Or is she thinking, damn, Zach is right. His life is changing for the better because of Fatima. But after watching it, this is less about Fatima and this is more about Karen. Doing what Karen wants. Because even her mother told Karen, give Zach a chance. Just try and see, because he was getting his shit together. She didn't wait. She snoozed. She lose. So that's where it is. I believe that she should try to make it work with the preacher now. She would look a little gold diggerish if she actually tried to get back with Zach now. And Fatima has been fairly nice to Karen, but at the end of the day, Fatima is crazy. I mean, she told him on the last episode she's crazy and she don't have an off switch. I want her to turn it on Karen. Like, I get it. You know, you're upset because Zach and Fatima were together and you didn't know. But you are not the only wrong party. Fatima is actually the wrong party here. So, stop acting high and mighty and stop acting like you hate the girl. I just want Fatima to start getting a little rude to Karen as well. You know, because Karen has this habit of acting self-righteous. Even when she's in the wrong, sometimes she tries to flip the script on other people. But I'm not so sure if she tries to get Zach back, she'll be able to get him. My advice to her is to stay with the preacher. Sabrina. Okay. First off, just let me put this out there. Something is up with Jacoby. Jacoby seems a little off. He seems a little almost like he's turning into a stalker. I mean, if he's not turning into a stalker, then he is become obsessed with getting Sabrina to forgive him. But what's a little played out to me is Sabrina's fear of Jacoby. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, wait, you just said, you know, he was acting like a stalker. This is true. But if you're truly afraid of somebody, and the reason they tell you that they're coming around is, I just need you to forgive me. If you're really afraid of them, why wouldn't you just say, okay, I forgive you. You know, I don't have to see you anymore. You don't have to see me anymore. Good riddance, bye. Instead, you're going to tell him, I don't know if I can. So, he seems like he's made it pretty clear that he's going to keep trying until you forgive him. So, do you subconsciously want him to keep coming around? I mean, if you don't want him around, you just say, I forgive you, bye, kick rocks. That's it. But, like I said before, Sabrina really didn't go left until Calvin caught them. And then after that, she's been acting completely different with Jacoby. The last part of this episode, Gary. So, Andy opens the door and she sees Gary on the bed. You know, I think the therapist is in the room, but he has a woman on top of him. Not really shocked. I thought she was a sex therapist. But Gary, come on. I mean, you had to see a sex therapist just to get over the fact that Andy slept with another man. I think his name was Paris. I mean, you weren't together. Y'all just broke up. And you can't get over that? I mean, Andy in the next episode in the preview, she looks livid. As she should be. Like, really. How dare you? I know you are living here, but how dare you come in my place and bring this shit up in my house? I was pulling for Gary because, you know, I don't think people are inherently bad, but Gary is, I'm not going to say he's bad, but he just doesn't seem to get it. I mean, maybe it's just time to just end the engagement and just move on as easily as you can, because I just think this is a doomed relationship. I think that's part of the reason why, as an audience, well, I don't know about you guys, but as a part of the audience, I just seem to feel like every guy Andy meets, there could be some hope of chemistry. But guys, this review wasn't too long. I hope it wasn't. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you like them. Tell me. One girl did comment that she wanted me to review all of the sisters. If a few of you tell me to do it, a few more of you tell me to review every single episode from season 1, I will. But I mean, I need you guys to inform me and let me know. And if you know anyone else who really likes reviews, and if you like these, tell them to listen, subscribe. Let's get this channel moving. Let's get this channel to grow. But anyway, guys, I will see you next week.